Oh God, no, no,
Warning,
no.
warning,
Change
crash
it.
imminent.
Change course, change course. I thought I could thread it. Hi everyone, welcome to the first devlog of Space Friends. Before we get started, I want to tell you a bit about myself and why this game is so important to me. So here's my home office. Here's me in my home office. I've been making games for over 10 years. I've had amazing successes, and I've had even more devastating failures. You may recognize some of these games like Smooth, Calculator the Game 1 and 2, and Pop the Lock, which now is an arcade in Dave & Buster's. Remember how I mentioned those devastating failures? Well, just before the pandemic hit, my company crashed. I had 7 employees, released over 30 games, and I poured more of myself into this company than anything I had ever done before. But, like a lot of people, the pandemic changed everything. I was lost, I was confused, I was alone, and I started to stream on Twitch. Ready? Ba 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 ba. Oh, I think I did it wrong. Yes! Yes! Streaming on Twitch brought me back to life. In this time when we were all trapped inside our houses and couldn't go outside, I was making new friends and building games again. I started to stream a lot. I was playing games, making games, and just loving this new community I had discovered. So when I was scrolling around and I heard that Twitch was giving away these grants to content creators, I couldn't believe it when I saw one of the categories was for game design. The only problem was I didn't have an idea. Or did I? Have you ever played Oregon Trail? Like that game from back in the day where you were like putting your friends in a little caravan and then one of them would get dysentery and die, and then you'd have a wheel break and then you wouldn't be able to do anything and then you would never make it to the end? Well, that's the game that I'm thinking of kind of basing this entire thing off of. But of course, what would it be without something else? And that something else would be Twitch chat, because what's more than fun than getting dysentery than having a bunch of F's in the chat when it happens? Then, that's not all. What else would be cool is why not put it in space? Yes, this is a space road trip that you take a couple people from your stream and you add them in as names just like you would do when you were back in the day playing Oregon Trail, and then you go on an intergalactic road trip with them trying to save the universe with or without the help of chat. And that was it. I never thought about it again. That's a complete lie. I pressed refresh like every single day. And then one day I pressed refresh and this email shows up in my inbox. And I'm like,
Space Friends.
oh, we're making a game now. I start building this prototype and it barely works on stream, but somehow it's still really fun. And I realize I can't do much more than that, so I brought on this programmer. And he's super talented because he takes all of these weird ideas I have and he makes them work. I'm sorry, I misspoke. I meant he makes them
Twerk. Space Friends.
So at this point, you're probably wondering, how does Twitch chat play this game? And that's a really good question. So there is a solo play mode you can play. You don't have to play on Twitch with any of that. But if you do play on Twitch, you host a game and you can let people from your chat be your crew members. And when they're in the game, they can type commands in chat that change things. Like here on the character creator, they can type !eyes 2, 3, 5, 7. They can change those. Unfortunately, there are no noses in the game currently. That's Day 1 DLC. But this is only the tip of the iceberg. I started to come up with all these different games, like a teleporter game where people have to guess a number before time runs out and one of the crew gets trapped in the teleporter forever. There's another game where when you come across an alien, you have to decode what they're saying by playing Hangman, and each person from chat gets a turn to guess. And then here on the map, everyone can vote on which direction to go. Should we repair the ship or should we go check out this asteroid belt? And finally, players in chat can actually control the ship by typing in !move and a letter and a number, and it'll actually move the ship to the grid. I've been having so much fun coming up with these little mini games, but there's other stuff that I've been working on I want to share with you too. So everything you've seen up to this point has been prototype art, and I know it's heartbreaking, but this guy will not be making it into the final game. Even though it's prototype art, there's still so much value in those early decisions I made. So I've been working with a 2D artist to take those initial ideas and polish them and refine them until I end up with a concept that I can give to a 3D artist who will make something that will end up in the final game. But it's not just about updating the art that was there. I want this universe to feel authentic and rich, and that means imagining all the places players will visit and adding the details that will ultimately bring it to life. Like solo cups. Nothing says environmental storytelling like solo cups. Now, environments are super important, but every great space universe has to have aliens. Lots and lots of... Well, hold up. Can we talk about bounty hunters for a minute? I could design bounty hunters for the rest of my life. If you've never designed a bounty hunter before, I am strongly asking you to consider hiring someone on Fiverr and just making one for no reason, because it was so fun. In fact, it was so fun that I actually can't decide on which color theme I like the best for this bounty hunter. So I need you guys to help me out and comment below with the number of the color pattern you like the most, and let's see what this guy's gonna wear in the final game. And that concludes the first devlog of Space Friends. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, as I'll be making more of these videos, and I really want to connect with fans who this game resonates with. Also, there's a Discord link in the description, so if you want to join there, you can hang out and potentially try the beta that I'm going to be releasing. Well, let's not call it a beta, let's call it a Zeta. But if you want access to that when it first drops, you find it there on the Discord. Also, last note, if you like the music in this video, a lot of it's music that I made. You can check the link in there on my Spotify. It's all DMCA free, so if you want to use it for your own games or videos or Twitch streams or whatever, it's all there for you. All right, that concludes this video. I'll see you guys next time. Curtis Wow. Ow!